What do you most admire about your grandparents?
How they check on us almost weekly, and how we can just call them about anything, and they're always there for us.
I admire how you always get along together, and even when it seems like you're fighting, you make it funny.
I most admire the awesome hugs that they give me whenever they see me.
My grandpa's humor and my grandma's ability to always know what to say.
I most admire my grandparents' hard work ethic.
Probably that my grandpa is always able to just be himself no matter what.
I most admire about my grandpa that he still has colored hair and he is 97.
His sense of humor.
Probably just how he can say pretty much anything he feels like saying anytime.
I admire that my grandparents are very supportive in all that I do.
I admire how my grandma can make everything better. She's just fun to be around.
I most admire about my grandparents is their honesty and their love for God, and how they always put their family and God above everything else.
What I most admire about my grandparents is how they're always there for me whenever I need them.
He's really kind and he's really funny. He always put me in a better mood.
I admire how much they love me and how much love they show for my family.
They're always happy and they're really positive about everything.
My grandma is very supportive of all of my endeavors, and she's really generous and loving.
I admire my grandmother's strength. She's been through a lot, physically, emotionally, and spiritually, but she's always made it through.
I most admire about my grandparents that they always have faith in us.
They're caring, and they show up to basically all my events.
From them giving to us and the church, and even to Kapaun Carmel.
I most admire their commitment to their family, faith, and marriage.
I most admire their wisdom and their generosity.
That my grandparents are great people in their faith, whether it's taking me to church when my parents are out of town or going to scripture classes.
I really admire that my grandma is really strong in her faith, and she tries to go to daily mass when she can, and she's active in her church.
That they are always there for me for everything that we went through, and they're just always there.
That they are always loving and they care for everyone.
How outgoing they are and how loving and honest they are.
Just the way that they're always there for me, and they know exactly what to say to make the situation better.
The fact that they can just make it through anything and still be there. I mean, they've been, both of them had been through a lot in their lifetimes, and they were still, always there for us.
I admired about my grandparents how long their marriage stayed. They always were faithful to each other.
How they have just such a strong sense of family, how family pretty much comes before everything.
I most admire my grandma always putting up with all my family at her house all the time.
They are very strong and loving.
I admire my grandparents because they've always been there for me and they've given me a lot of what I have.
I think I most admire their determination because, they've been pretty successful in their life, and that didn't happen through giving up when things got rough.
I would have to say their reverence to God would be the best one. How much they care about me and what they do because they love me and my family.
They're supportive in everything each grandchild does, and they love us so much, and it means a lot to me.
I admire them because they're determined about everything they do, and especially this day and age.
I most admire how mature my grandparents are in their faith. It actually gives a great example to everybody in my family.
Mostly just their love for us and their love for the whole family and how well they keep us together.
How they don't tell me to shut up when I don't stop talking on holidays and stuff.
I think my grandma's faith and just consistency is really admirable.
How they live here so we can be with them whenever we want, and how they're always proud of us.
I admire her faith. She's always telling me to be a better person, things like that.
That she's caring and giving, and is always really nice when I see her.
I admire the love they've had for over 50 years towards each other.
I admire my grandparents' attitude and the way that they see life.
What advice do you most appreciate receiving from your grandparents?
To be a good person and to look out for others and keep each other close.
That your parents are always right.
Whenever I have a question about religion or anything, she always is the one that can answer it for me. And just if I need to talk to her about anything, she's always there to talk to me.
I like how he always gives me advice on like schoolwork and sports and like never giving up.
Their advice on doing good in school and making sure you stay in school all the way through until senior year.
Schoolwork and going through my like religious faith and things like that.
To stay in school and to work really hard so you can get a good education.
To try hard at everything that you do and that they encourage you to try new things.
When I first came to Kapaun as a freshman, they said, stay on track and don't get distracted by anything and just hit your goal and pass high school.
The best advice that I have received from my grandparents is to go for it senior year and make a difference, and I think I've done that well.
I admire my grandpa because he's really handy and he can fix anything that breaks. They just teach me how to be a good person and how to be nice to others.
How loving and caring and holy they are no matter what.
Don't drink and drive.
They always say, stick with what you love doing. Pays off in the end.
How they tell me to live my life and the right things to do.
To be like who I am and to be nice to others.
The best advice they've given me is probably everything about life.
Best advice is just to be hardworking.
They always encourage me to stay in school and to follow a career path that I would enjoy in my life.
Well, main thing is she says don't do anything stupid.
That just because you come from a big family doesn't mean that you don't get like your own personal attention, and that I should always follow my faith, like no matter what.
How they always tell us to work hard at what you're trying to achieve and do the best of your ability.
I like how they stress the importance of school, and they're always asking us how our grades are, and they're just like, they're really good moral people.
Well, I was talking to my grandpa one time, and he just really explained like the meaning of the Eucharist and like how important it is to go to Mass and receive and all the rules of it, and I just really appreciated it.
Just on everyday life, I can go talk to him about anything, really.
Just like when they encourage me to always do my best and to go after things that I usually wouldn't do.
They always told me to never give up and always follow my dreams.
I hear constantly to get off the divan.
I'd probably say when I was younger, they'd always help me with like my schoolwork, and that helped a lot, like because I'd always go to their house and they just helped me with my homework, and that was awesome.
My education is really important, so she's always telling me to keep my nose to the grindstone, and that's helped me out a lot.
Just little life tips. My grandma always told me to work hard, and she asked me every day how I distinguish myself, so that helps.
God and everything will work out.
They always tell us to try our hardest, even if it's like not our best. And they're always telling us like to be really nice to everyone and to have a smile on our face.
I admire how they teach me to love everyone.
Well, my grandpa always says, if it is to be, then it's up to me.
To stay in school.
To never give up on the things I love doing.
She always tells me to be a better person and be the best I can be.
Having my grandma tell me to always be happy.
I appreciate receiving advice on how to be a good Catholic and how to be nice to others.
That we can get through anything with our family and that we can strive through our faith.
Being honest and true towards God and other people.
I love hearing all of her support and telling me to stay strong and to be positive.
My grandpa always tells me it only matters if you're beautiful on the inside as well as on the outside.
When I was a little kid, my grandpa used to tell me for basketball if I don't shoot the ball, then the ball won't go in, and I applied that to everyday life by if I don't take risks in life, then I'm not going to get results.
The best advice will be later when they give me all of their recipes. My grandpa makes the best sloppy joes, and my grandma makes the best everything else.
Pretty much advice about faith. They're both really dedicated to the faith, and they have a lot of knowledge and wisdom about it. And even when times are hard, like, they still stay true to who they are.
Whenever I'm struggling with something in school or something outside of school, I like how you guys are there to lend an ear. And Grandpa, I do like your lectures, even though they can seem quite long.
If you could spend the entire day with your grandparents, it would be doing what?
Having fun out on the lake.
Having them tell me stories about when they were kids.
Just sitting around the house watching TV.
Going to Walmart or Sam's and listening to my grandparents make fun of everyone there.
If I could spend the entire day with them, I'd probably go see a movie with my grandpa and talk about it, because he loves going to the movies, and just hanging out with my grandma. She's so much fun.
Probably going out for a movie or bowling or doing some fun stuff. They're really active for grandparents, I guess.
Probably going hat shopping with my Nana. She is the most fashionable lady I know, and we both love hats. So,
going to a movie and going out.
Just sitting and talking about their lives and what they accomplished.
Kind of just hanging out with them and having them tell stories and stuff, because they always have good stories to tell.
Probably something fun, and then maybe just going and hanging out and listening to them and just talking to them.
Probably helping them and giving back to them for what all they helped me doing.
It would probably be playing canasta with my grandma.
If I spent the entire day with my grandparents, I'd probably just go to the movies or just hang out.
Just spending time together, maybe at the house, or just maybe go shopping, go to dinner.
If I spent a whole day with my grandparents, it would be talking about their experiences.
Probably down at their house and working in the shop with Grandpa.
At a college football game.
We usually just, when we do spend the day together, we usually hang out and watch TV, and sometimes go do work in the yard sometimes. So
I like hanging out with my grandparents, I know, but I like also just going out and doing activities with them.
Just talking to them, hanging out with them, just spending time with them in general.
It would be golfing, probably, with my grandpa.
Probably just hanging out at the house and spending quality time together.
Honestly, I just enjoy being in their company. There's not anything specific I'd want to do, just be with them.
Hanging out with them, talking to them, probably just staying at their house.
Probably helping my grandma cook and maybe going out to eat with my grandpa.
Go to a Shocker baseball and basketball game with them. We did that once, and it was pretty fun, and I'd like to do that again.
Baking sweet rolls with her.
Eating.
Kapaun Carmel is a great place to grow in my faith. It's a fun school.
Wonderful.
Phenomenal.
Different.
Pious. Great educational environment.
Life's cornerstone.
The only school.
Amazing.
The bomb.
Astounding.
Fun-filled.
Mind-boggling.
Holy.
Challenging.
A challenging but fun atmosphere.
Fun.
My high school.
Off the charts.
Kapaun Carmel is my home.
Happy Grandparents' Day, Grandpa.
Happy Grandparents' Day.
Happy Grandparents' Day.
Happy Grandparents' Day.
Happy Grandparents' Day. Go Team Murtis!